Hi everybody! Let me tell you some interesting information about meat. For so many years they were telling us that meat is bad and it's not good for our health. So those studies are based on food frequency questionnaires or memory-based assessments. What does it mean? They were giving people questionnaire to ask them like what did they eat yesterday, how many servings per meat they had last week, or something like that. So the main question here is what kind of meat they ate. So they didn't ask this question. So recently, Mayo Clinic wrote a review about these studies that were not valid. So these are just hypotheses, but they're not valid. So these people eat organic meat or they eat processed meat like Big Mac, like sausages or similar meats like that, which are processed, which are high in conservants and high in preservatives to keep their shelf life longer. Or they ate grass-fed organic meat, which is processed without antibiotics, without hormones, which is very important. So now the recent studies, they say that meat is, the animals are more like us, and their meat and their nutrients from the meat is more bioavailable to us, not like the vegetables and grass. Like let's say, for example, cows are meant to eat grass because they have 4 chambers in the stomach, while we humans have only 1. So cows, they eat 6 hours per day and they digest 8 hours per day. So they digest and return the food again in the mouth. They digest the food, and they have so many enzymes to break down the nutrients from the grass and make it bioavailable in their meat. So now they measured cytokines, which are the inflammatory markers in the blood, from the people who ate conventional meat, which is processed meat, and they measured the cytokines, and the inflammation was much higher than to the people who ate organic and grass-fed meat, which is produced without antibiotics, without hormones. So their cytokines were very low. So now they tested rodents, the rats. They give them methionine, which is methyl-containing amino acids, which is in the meat, and their lifespan shortened. Okay, but so they said, okay, meat is bad and for us. But when they add glycine, which is also amino acid, but it's available not so much in the meat, in the muscle meat, but it's in the connective tissues. So around the joints and the collagen and elastin, everything which is in the other organs, not in the pure breast or steak. So when they add glycine, their life extended. So this is very important, the ratio between methionine and glycine, which has to be double. 1 portion methionine and double glycine, which if this ratio is not balanced in the body, that your whole body will be messed up. So if we have too much methionine and not enough glycine, our body cannot produce the 2 most important proteins, which are collagen and glutathione. So methionine in muscle tissue is 2% and glycine is 7 to 8%. In connective tissue, methionine is 0.9 and glycine is 24%. Because it's the connective tissue is most with collagen, and collagen is made from 3 amino acids, which are proline, glycine, and hydroxylproline. And people who are histamine intolerant should take glycine and also eat kidneys. So new studies show that we should eat the meat, the animal from nose to tail. So we should eat all the organs. So every organ has its own nutrients. So there is unique amino acids in every tissue of the body, or in every organ, like and minerals like calcium from the bones, copper to balance zinc in the liver, and B vitamins also in the liver, and different B vitamins we have in the muscle tissue. So you will take all the nutrients, all the vitamins and minerals like a multivitamin, and they are more bioavailable to our body than the plants, than the nutrients from the plants. And also the ratio is better, like zinc to copper ratio and calcium to magnesium ratio. And the meat doesn't have anti-nutrients like the plant has. For example, let's say the cruciferous vegetables, like they have compound, it's called sulforaphane, and which has compounds like glycosinolates, which are actually plants pesticides which are meant to harm the insects when they bite them. So they become released when they start chewing them. So this sulforaphane travels in the body, and it acts like oxidant, and it's making damage. They will lose electron and they will create oxidative stress in the body. So this molecule competes with iodine absorption in the thyroid. So it can be, many people who has thyroid issue can be connected with these cruciferous vegetables like broccoli sprouts, like cabbage, like broccoli. Other issue are the oxalates in the spinach or in the green leafy vegetables, which are actually binding with the calcium from the bones, taking out the calcium, and they are misplacing it in the different parts of the body. That's why we have stone in the kidney or in the bile, gallbladder. And we used to, I remember my mother used to boil in the water. She puts the spinach first and like boil it for 1 minute and then throw the water, and then she will use the spinach. So to take out all the oxalates and then to use all the nutrients from the spinach. But today we just put green smoothies. We put everything fresh in the blender and we drink it. And actually there was a case that in one green smoothie there is 800 milligrams of oxalates, which is 20 times more than we need in the body per day. And there was one case that one died from taking 4 grams of oxalates a day. And another issue are lectins in the legumes like beans, green peas and all this, but that's another topic for another video. So I'm not saying that vegetables are bad. They also have good nutrients in them, but also there are also some bad nutrients. So the important thing is actually we need to eat the grass-fed and pasteurized meat, which where the animals are eating grass from outside. They're going on the fields and they are not in the farm like eating wheat, which is sprayed with pesticides and herbicides. So it's they're eating chemicals, and they are giving them like hormones to grow faster and to produce more milk, and they give them antibiotics so not to get sick. So this meat is not healthy also for us when we eat it, but we need to eat grass-fed to search organic meat, and we'll see all the benefits from it. And we need to eat the animal from nose to tail, so eat all the organs. Yeah, I remember my father used to eat like when my mother will boil like a lamb head, and he will first eat the eyes from the head, which was so disgusting to me. But he's now around 80 years old and he's in very good health. And we eat liver very often, and kidneys, and especially bone broth, which is the gelatin and its glycine in the connective tissues. And it's I use the bone broth in the risotto, and I drink it like before any meal, which is very good and healthy. So these are the recent studies, and now there is one doctor, his name is Paul Saladino, who is also a scientist, and he is now already 8 months, he's on carnivore diet, and he's eating only meat, but organic meat, which is grass-fed, and it's without any harmful materials inside. And for these 8 months, he did 350 tests on his blood. He's measuring all the inflammatory markers, and his CRP, C-reactive protein, is less than 0.03, and the normal is less than 3. So his markers are 0.03, which are very, very low. And his CoQ10 is extremely high, and it's a very famous antioxidant, you all know it, and he says it's 3.5, and this CoQ10 is liver is very rich with CoQ10, beef liver, and this CoQ10 which, helps a lot with Crohn's disease, with ulcers, also ulcerative colitis, with eczema, allergies, and everything. Okay, so that was all about meat. So I want you to tell me now, what do you think about this, and write all your comments down below. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.